guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm taking a small break from the vlogs to just have a little discussion about something that's basically been affecting me and really bothering me when I've been out doing adventures and out doing hikes, and actually kind of unbeknownst to me has been a problem that's been in the background of my adventures for like a couple of years now. And when you find out what it is, honestly, I was absolutely kicking myself, and you will probably have an idea of what it is as I start to talk. So basically, for the last couple of years, anywhere I've hiked, whether it's been, you know, short hikes, even just like hikes in my local area, 1 or 2 hours, when I do things like Box Hill, which is a little bit longer, but still, you know, not, it's only like a single day, for example, and especially when I have done the multi-day hikes that I do with Ollie, I've had dreadful problems with my feet. So it starts off with you know, the hot spots, and then it goes on to blisters all up the back of my feet. Every time, like when I was doing the multi-day hikes, every day, I mean, there's varying advice on what you should do, and really you probably shouldn't follow this advice from what I did, but I popped them because they're bulging out, they're creating more pressure, and they're worsening the blister, was my kind of logic on it. I think you shouldn't pop them because you've obviously got the increase of, you know, the infection risk, so don't pop them just because I'm an idiot and I did. But the fact that, you know, I walked like 10 miles one day, and then the next day I would have had to do, you know, maybe another 10 or 8 miles, and I would have had that blister like sticking out and maybe tearing. Like, that's the thing, I was worried about it popping or tearing in like an uncontrolled way. So I decided to do that. But even on the shorter hikes, I would have problems with hot spots and smaller blisters that you know, like I wouldn't need to pop because I would just take care of it at the end of the day, and it would go down naturally. And I also got problems with my toes. So all of my little toes, I'm not going to show you my feet during this video because they're still recovering, but yeah, in my toes, the little toes, that between, like, that's the smallest toe obviously, and then next toe across, I'd have to put full circles of plaster in between. At some points I was even putting little bits of cotton wool in between. Unfortunately, it seemed to make it worse because obviously more padding, more bulk, more rubbing, and it just seemed to make it worse and worse. I found Compeed rubbish for a long time, so I just used like either plasters or island dressings. And then I basically was using these heel guards. So Carnation, her foot care range, they do these heel guards to stop the blisters, or to stop it rubbing so much. So then I was like adding it in, but then the heel guards, when they came off and there was a blister underneath, it would like tear part of the blister. So then I was putting a dressing and a heel guard, and then another dressing, and then tape, and then I was putting blister tape and a dressing and a heel guard and more tape, and it's still sweating, so it's still coming off. So like even maybe halfway through the day I'd have to apply it. So any hike I went on, I would have to bring like this huge paraphernalia of different stuff to like, and I would spend like 10 minutes before each hike strapping my feet in to try and reduce this awful problem. And I was just like, I have no idea why. Like, so I wear sealskins, the waterproof socks, because a lot of the longer hikes we do, we go through marshy, boggy, woodland areas or coastal areas. I mean, they're all coastal areas. So that's, the likelihood of getting your feet wet is quite high, and it would just make it miserable for the rest of the day at least. So I decided to wear the waterproof socks. I was thinking, could that be adding to it? But then what if I get my feet wet and they're blistered? That would increase infection risk. And then Wales came. So Wales was the multi-day hike that we did in January, just gone. So at the moment it's June 2026, end of June. We did this in January, so I've put all my videos up on the channel if you're interested in watching vlogs about that. I've made several comments through that series of videos about my feet. The last day, the night before, and the next day, you know, if you were going to walk out of the second to last town, which would just be kind of reversing steps and to get back on the path, it would basically be total of 16 miles. At that point, my feet were shredded. So not only were the backs of my feet peeling off and having to be held on, Savlon, you know, blister tape, everything like that, saline rinses every night, crazy. My little toes all rubbed raw, and then it basically started that my toenails, my big toenails on both sides, but especially the right hand side, had this awful pressure on them. Even I spent the whole night in like a hotel room with my feet out of my shoes, out of my boots. I had a pair of trainers that I can pack quite flat so that I wear them like down to dinner or whatever. But even then, as soon as I put my feet back in the next day, I can feel those pressure points immediately. I haven't even stood up from the edge of the bed where I've just got ready, where I've got to put my shoes on. So at that point, I have said it in the video, in the vlog as well, we did take the bus out and like round to the next coastal bit. So that cut off about 8 miles or something like that. Of course, you could say that's cheating. Maybe it's cheating, but it was in the guidebook. It was in the guidebook to do that if you did want to just retrace your steps or walk a very urban area for a long time. So that kind of felt like a little bit justified to me. But I struggled a lot with the thought of that decision because I felt like I'm really giving up. And Ollie said to me that if her feet was like the way that my feet were, she would not carry on. And I was like, yeah, but I also wouldn't want you to carry. I mean, do what you want. Like, I'm not going to pressure you to do one way or another. But like, yeah, if you were hurt like that, like I wouldn't want you to carry on. I would want to be like, let's get you sorted, or let's just be comfortable for the rest of the trip. Let's just chill out. We'll get a train there or whatever. But when it comes to judging myself and how I want to do things, I've got this weird hang up of like not wanting to feel like I've done it the wrong way or cheated, even literally at like the expense of my health. Sometimes it's actually something probably I need to work on a little bit. But I mean, just a random side quest is that it was recently a very hot heat wave, and I still wanted to go out running. I still wanted to go out training because that's the thing I had planned to do, and I want to plan the plan and do the plan. I did go to the forest to do it, so I didn't literally die, but I find it very difficult to just be like, actually now let's make a health decision to stop, because it really, really feels like giving up, and I really struggle with it. But I did on that occasion take the bus out, and we did the rest of the hike. By the end of the hike, I am dragging my leg. I am so injured and so torn up. And that last night when we stayed in the hotel in the city before we came back, I looked at my shoes and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these shoes? Why are they causing me so many problems? You know, is it my gait? I have fibromyalgia, so I have an odd gait. I have an odd movement of my hips. That could be affecting things. It could be like the seal skins. It could be the boots. And I looked closer at the boots. So they've got a little ridge across the back of them. Very common thing for there to be kind of like a little seam bit across the back. And that was always pressing. And then the bit at the front with like the boots like kind of curved down like that, exactly where my toes would be underneath. And that was pressing as well. I looked at it, and even though the European size was correct for a translation to what would be a size 6, which would be my shoe size, the actual UK size was 5.5. So for the last 2 years, I've had problems with my feet consistently, and I've just been adding more and more and more fucking internal layers, like trying to stop this happening. And it turns out that I've been walking for 2 years in shoes that are just slightly too small. So instead of a 6, they're a 5.5. And I mean, ideally, you know that you're going to have bulk inside your hiking shoes, so you should actually be going half a size up or even a whole size up, because of the thick socks that you would wear when you're hiking, especially when winter hiking. I must have known that at some point when I was buying the boots. I must have looked and thought, oh, that's okay, but I have no memory of doing that. So it's obviously just that I thought they were the right shoes, and they're not. I mean, they're wide, they're good in terms of like the make, the wide shoes, that's what I need. I have quite wide feet, but in terms of the size, that little half size, your feet fits into it, but then give it a mile, give it 2 miles, and it starts rubbing. And if you're doing multi-day hikes, it rubs immediately. And I just felt like oh my god, like an idiot, like it's something so easily fixed. But it's only easily fixed if you have, you know, money to get new hiking boots. Luckily, Daniele, who you've seen on my channel a few times now, who unfortunately has been subject to evening pictures of my absolutely mangled feet. Don't worry, I won't be adding them here. You can use your imagination. It was like, so you've been wearing the wrong shoes for like 2 years. Like, did you not think to look? No, apparently I didn't. So it was very lovely, and he said as a pre-birthday present, I could go and get new shoes. Well, we were originally going to go out together, and he was going to, you know, we're going to go out together and try them out together, and then he was going to get them. He was away at that time in Italy, so he basically said, go out and find the right pair of boots, and then I'll kind of send you the money for them. So kind. So it's been a few months now since I've had the new boots. I think I got them in early March, I think. I've been on several long, I say long hikes, 6 to 8 hours, something like that. Long day hikes, no multi-day hikes yet with them. And not only have I not had any blisters on the back, I've also not had any toe blisters, toe rubbings, or even any like hot spots, any sore spots that are pressing when I'm walking. I can't believe the difference, you know, between, you know, what I've been suffering through and what I thought was just because maybe my gait or maybe the socks or something like that. Finally, my feet are, you know, actually in the right size shoes when I'm walking. So unfortunately, the other side effect of this is from the walk that we did in January in Wales, multi-day hike, my right toenail turned entirely blue. It was blue till about May, and then and then it started to come off. I think it's like congealed blood under the toenail, basically. Slowly it detached and it came completely off. And then as I'm trying to eke it off, like carefully, obviously, because you can damage the nail bed, so yeah, don't be rough with them if they're coming off. Just let them come off gently and gradually do their thing. Now I look on the left hand side, and the left hand side that was pressing but not as much as the right, that's also coming off as well, slowly, but not 100% yet. So now the right one has completely come off, and there's a tiny baby one underneath that's currently making its way up, and the left one has almost come off, and then I imagine by the time it's completely off, there will be a small baby one underneath as well, because it's basically almost completely detached at this point. So that is the saga of my feet. And how maybe you should just, you know, if you are having a lot of trouble with blisters when you're hiking, loads of things, different things to consider, and I'm sure there's lots of stuff that you've been looking up and seeing on like Reddit posts and stuff like that, and imagine my suggestion is probably one of them. Check your boots, check how old they are, check any damage, check the quality of the brand, but most of all, please check the size and make sure that the size is right for you. If you go into the hiking shops, they will tell you really good advice of like how to have the size when you have your toe pressing up like this, how to have the size when you're going downhill, how to have the size when you're going uphill, how far your heel should lift, how far you should be able to twist side to side. There's some really good shops that can give you really good, clear, concise advice. They can measure your feet and everything like that. If you find a boot that is almost but not quite right, wait for more stock, order stock in, don't just get like, I mean, I don't even remember doing this, but I must have done. Don't just get like that because it seems good enough and it's in stock and you just want to be done with like getting your boots. Because it turns out it's caused me 2 years worth of trouble, and perhaps I could have avoided that and I could have had slightly happier feet. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and for listening about my ramble about my feet. There will be more adventure vlogs on the channel soon, but I'm going to try and slip in 1 or 2 little more talky bits as well. I've got another video game unboxing I'm going to do at some point. I also wanted to discuss the E-Trex GPX that I've had for a couple of years as well, and we only just managed to figure out because it is a little bit unintuitive, let's put it that way. But we're going to do kind of a whole discussion about it at some point as well. So if you're interested in that, please follow or like or all the things that you're supposed to do on YouTube. And thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you soon.